Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. This was a somewhat interesting episode, and the reason why I sit there and say that is because it's still the holidays, right? So there are scenes that are just there because um, I don't know. I don't know. Like the scenes with Christina and Sunny, they don't generally go anywhere except for towards the end. Now, there's nothing really interesting to really talk about their scenes except for the fact that Christina is not annoying. That's the one takeaway that I can sit there and say about that. I mean, it's nice, it's sweet, and everything like that. It's okay, it's fine, but it doesn't really go anywhere except for towards the end. This is after Christina goes to bed, and Sonny's, he gets up and he starts walking towards his room. And he gets this pain in his chest. And it almost, you know what I'm saying? Like it's bad. It's bad enough to really sit there and stop him in his tracks. And eventually it goes away and he's fine. But having random pain like that, like that's a serious thing. I don't know if it's going to mean like this is the end of Sunny or whatever. Because if that's the case, that would be extremely lame. But one thing I noticed about soap operas this year, and that's for all four of them, there's times where they will sit there and do the impossible, and not in a good way. Like Sam's death was super lame, right? Like this is a badass Letty character, and you pretty much kind of killed her by Cyrus. Really? This is the best that you could sit there and do? And so imagine if they killed Sunny off not by going out in a blaze of glory after 30 something years on the show, but him going out because he got sick. That is super lame. Now, Lucas was out of pocket. Let's just be very, 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 very clear about that. Yes, he loves Wiley. He is looking at this whole situation. He loves Michael too. And he's like, listen, I didn't sacrifice practically my heart. Give Wiley to y'all for you to be sitting there keeping him away from his father. But at the same time, I'm like, that's not your place, though, bro. Like, even if he comes in with the best of intentions, he starts going at her, talking about, oh, you cheated, you did this, you did that, you did the third. And I'm like, bro, that's like, yeah, she did do all that, but it's not your place, though. So after a while, Willow just had enough, and Willow's like, yo, listen, this isn't your place, and you need to leave. And Nina's like, yeah, kick rocks. Now, after that, this is where Nina comes in, and it's like, the thing is, the situation is bad, but the families don't really help. Like, yeah, Jason was actually really supportive today, but not that long ago, he wound up beating the living hell out of Drew, and it's like, you got, the families are getting more involved than they should. And Nina's not there pumping Willow's head with, well, see, this is why you got to sit there and fight for the kids and make sure that you get custody of the kids because Michael's family is going to be super relentless and stuff like that. And so is Michael. And you're pumping all that information or pumping all that scare tactics instead of just letting the parents deal with their own shit. And Carly's no better. So Carly's not there getting overly involved. You know, Jason at one point just getting overly involved. God knows what Sonny's going to sit there and do. And now, Michael. See, the thing is, in a lot of ways, I wasn't here for Michael's pity party. I get that he wants to somehow work things out with Willow, and he still loves her, and he still wants to sit there and try to, you know, make a life with her. But then he does sit there and say, hey, listen, if I can't do that, then I'm going to fight for my kids. And I'm like, see, there's the problem that you and Willow both have. They're not just your kids. Michael, they're not just your kids. And Willow, they're not just your kids. So whenever parents, whenever they say things like that, it just kind of irks me. My kids. Last time I checked, took two. Now with Wiley, I know people will sit there and say that she's out of pocket because she is not biologically that child's mother. But in every other right that counts, including legally, that is that child's mother. But again, not just yours. Now, Drew, a couple of times when Lucas is talking to Luke, Drew's like, yo, listen, you're out of pocket. And I know, everyone hates Drew, blah, 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 blah. Drew's not wrong. You're out of pocket. And towards the end, Drew's like, listen, I'm gonna be here for you. I'm gonna fight with you and everything like that. And they hug each other. And Nina comes in and Nina sees that and Nina's just all super mad. And I'm like, okay, Nina, like I've gotten to a point where it's like, this is just typical Nina. Like even with I was about to sit there and say Cameron, even when Willow and Drew were, hanging out with the kids and stuff like that, Nina was doing her whole usual whining bit. Um, and so this is pretty much how she's going to be throughout the duration of this storyline. Because she wants to sit there and put everything on Drew. Jason wants to put most of this on Drew. And it's like, and Michael wants to be more upset with Drew than Willow. You don't want to sit there and be as upset with Willow, and that's the chick that actually broke your vows. But somehow this is more Drew's fault. Okay, sure, whatever, bro. Jocelyn is still feeling pretty down, and Jack. Let's sit there and say Jax. Jax comes. Jack comes, and he's like. At first, they're talking about what he allegedly did to sit there and help out Lucky and stuff. And then they get to a point where Jocelyn's like, I don't know if I want to actually do anything as far as trying to save people and help the world. When something senseless like Dex getting killed off, it's like, what's the point? And Jack comes out with this whole, do you change one person's life? That's enough or whatever. So it doesn't really go anywhere, but I guess it's a nice moment, whatever that's supposed to mean. Um, Emma, Emma throughout this scene keeps dodging every question because here's the thing. Anna's like, well, why did you leave the internship? Like, what happened? Because she said that she's going to be living there, she transferred and everything like that. And then it's like, okay, what about your internship? Something happened to make her just leave. She didn't just come home just because she missed them, because she can always sit there and come in and visit and things of that nature. So something happened. And I don't know if it was maybe her professor gave her a little bit too much attention, or it was the other way around and she started crushing on her professor. But something happened to make her leave. Because apparently she had like this really good internship. So you don't just leave something like that just because. But she mostly asked Sasha a lot of questions and mostly dodged around. And, even Felicia, Anna, and Max are like, yeah, she keeps avoiding all these questions. One of the things she did sit there and say was when she was talking about Robert. And she's like, so you found out that Robert's your dad, and then you just left town. Like, how rude is that? And Anna's like, she tries to stop her, like she said something out of pocket, but it really wasn't out of pocket. Okay? You found out that you had a daughter, and then you decide to go on an adventure with Holly to sit there and clean up another one of her messes? Like, are you kidding me? So yeah, that is out of pocket, but it's more so in the fact that we don't know if we're going to get the next time that he's going to come in, because he's up there in age, and maybe he just wants to sit there and retire, and that's fine. So I'm just like, yo, listen, if you got to recast, do it, because this whole absence with Monica is just feels so out of pocket. They talk about her like she's, I don't know, Heather St. Clair from Degrassi. If you watch Degrassi, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah. Speaking of Monica, Rocco, at first, when Rocco told Dante and Lulu, I mean, Dante and Laura about Lulu just disappearing to go and find Charlotte, I was like, bro, your mom just told you to sit there and keep this quiet, and you just go and you rat her out. But then when Dante, he says something about, you did the right thing, I'm not upset with you. You realized that we were worried about her, and you finally spoke up. And that's all I was like, okay. So at the very best, he gave Lulu a head start. Which, by the way, Lulu is being tailed by that chick that works with Jack. I can't remember her name. But and she follows her all the way to the plane, which Jack confirms that um, that I guess his not secretary, but like his underling will sit there and say, found the target or whatever, which is good for him because he knew that Lulu was going to lead him right to Valentine. Now I don't know if we're going to see Valentine. I don't know what the guy's doing as far as the actor. Be interesting if we do. It does seem after Lucas leaves and talks to Ava that he is starting to have a better relationship with Ava. Be nice if Ava was able to sit there and talk to Leo. I mean, I get it with the whole Connie thing, but that is her niece. Technically speaking, that is her niece. Um, somewhere along the lines when it's not they're talking about Lucas and how he feels for Wiley and the whole custody battle thing. And, she even feels bad for Michael in a sense like no one deserves to sit there and lose their kids or be put through a lengthy custody battle. So I don't know how this is going to sit there and affect her outlook when she does want to go on a trial with Sonny. When that's going to happen, who the hell knows? That's about it, pretty much. Like, this episode was okay. I feel like after the holidays, it will probably start to get better. It seemed like it was somewhat kind of slowed down because, after Christmas and before New Year's and stuff like that. So, this was a decent episode. I'll take it. Here's the thing, I'll take a decent episode over a really slow episode. Um, I also feel like there was things I didn't talk about. So if I missed anything, write it in the comment section. Or better yet, come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. I'll be sitting there talking about all the shows, General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Bold and Beautiful, and Young and Restless. With that being said, I'm going to go. I'll see you in the next video, and hopefully live stream.